It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. It's time for, hopefully, this show doesn't suck like last week.
Oh, Lord.
Gosh. Let me just apologize for just like everything this year.
Jeez.
I have been a mess.
Hey, dude, life
it happens, brother. Seriously, it's life.
I know, but like I don't want to neglect anybody who feels like neglected. And don't want to make anybody like.
Well, we got the Cap here. We've got Josh here. The Cool Brothers are here.
The gang is coming in, slow but sure, as they do on a Wednesday.
We need this Spintacular today. We need
yes.
So, you know the drill. If you want to donate, I'm also. I didn't advertise this, very well whatsoever. If we want to do the $50 for the pie thing, I'll do that too. I don't care. Throw it in there.
Whatever it takes today.
$50 for the pie, or do you want $50 for Matty Ass?
To be fair, I miss Matty Ass. I wasn't here for that show.
Nobody was.
We didn't do Matty Ass. We didn't reach the goal.
Oh, well, then I didn't miss anything yet. So there you go.
So either or, I guess you get to pick your poison.
Pick your poison.
If you donate $50, it is your choice. Greg gets pied, or you see my ass.
Okay, it's so glad I poured my drink before we started today. Good grief. Yes.
Yeah.
You have a girlfriend back going, what the hell?
I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, well, Daddy Ass is very distracting, and so is Matty Ass apparently. So there you go. Goodness gracious.
Dwayne saying Matty Bella was the best. Yeah, I stole my fiance's bra for that one.
We're not speaking of.
I'll never forget that as long as I live.
We should not speak of the Bella twirls from either Matty or myself for at least another month. Like, just no. Between yours on here and me open mic night, I'm good. Like for a minute. Greg can do the Bella. Oh, actually, no. Greg did the Bella thing a couple weeks ago. I take that back. So
I have, yeah. But I do want to say this. I put out a tweet a couple days ago, I think, that if the Greg Cherry Brand YouTube reaches 2,500 subscribers, so basically double what I have now, I would do the entrance that I said I would never do on this show. I would do this entrance.
So, Greg, I have a quick question. First off, for that entrance, who is the cameraman? And second, for that entrance, you've been stretching them legs like Big-E, or
Listen, I'm nowhere near the 2,500, so I'm not worrying about that. And when it comes to this show, I don't stretch worth a shit.
Yeah, I was going to say.
You've seen me do 200 jumping jacks on this show without even bothering to do a quad stretch.
So basically, what we're saying is, for you 2,500 that we get to, if you donate $1, we can all pay for Greg's urgent care bill when he doesn't stretch before he does the bling entrance.
Yep, I don't have insurance right now.
Exactly.
Oh, dude, the pulled groin that is going to happen live on stream.
Oh, without a friggin' doubt. Like, my God.
So I'm going to use the mattress on my bed because it's comfortable. And
Yes. Having just seen Melina recently, she did a meet and greet out here not that long ago. It's like, I don't even think, well, she can. She just didn't do it at that thing because she was wearing very tight jeans, and it would have been a very bad situation if she did it. But
it depends on who you ask.
Public place of business. It would have been a minor issue. But the fact that you're willing to do that entrance for that amount of subscribers is just ridiculous and tremendous, and you're a crazy person.
And that subscription is free, baby.
It is.
Button, tell everybody be like, hey, get him to 2,500 subscribers by the end of the month of May. You got 2 weeks.
That's right.
We've been trying to steal from Pat McAfee. Be a friend, tell a friend.
That's right.
And I will never get close to the ESPN deal that Pat McAfee got.
Well, hey. But good for Pat that he got it. So
congratulations for that.
I think we should, because Pat's awesome, man.
I feel like he had a better deal with FanDuel than he's going to get with ESPN. Of course, there's going to be more people to help him now with ESPN.
Exactly.
Which is what he was looking for, but it's still
right.
He had a lot more freedom with FanDuel.
Yeah, but part of me wonders if like there's having the right to be able to play clips on his show, because I knew that was a big deal last NFL season that he was having issues
Oh, the
with
amount
like
of money
NFL
he paid.
licensing getting.
Didn't he say he paid like $4 million just this season to use footage and highlights? $4 million.
Yep, and they kind of screwed him over the first couple weeks of the season. So,
well, yeah, that's because somebody that didn't know about the deal apparently was like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! These people are using our clips," and blacked them out.
Yeah. I'm not sure what you're talking about. ESPN and the Walt Disney Company would never do anything like that to anybody that used our IP ever.
Yeah,
but in all fairness, congratulations, Pat.
Yes,
the ESPN job is a massive get,
dude.
I really like him too.
They do, and it's the more that the brands develop. Pat, is really getting his brand coming into its own. ESPN, whatever deal they've got with the streaming service now, because it looks like the company is starting to like take away certain things from Hulu. I hope they don't do the same ESPN Plus, because we rely on ESPN Plus heavily, especially for the hockey during the regular season. So hopefully they don't start consolidating a bunch of shit in the process as they're throwing money everybody's way. Because if you want to throw people, money people's way, you got an employer right here. I'll take all the money you can get, a company like for real. Like, please throw me all the monies, and this guy too. Like, please, all the monies.
And Maddie too. Throw
Maddie, yes, all the monies from the Greater Alaska Mafia. I mean the Walt Disney Company. All the things, please.
All right, so let's get this Spintacular started. We got our first one. Josh, crying out loud. It's from Maddie Law's Simp. I'm curious.
Wow. Well then. I mean,
well, we're $10 closer to Matty Ass happening. Here's $10 towards Matty Ass. There you go. Also, big hugs to Greg and Jeff. Woo woo woo. You know it.
Piss off, Mansfield. Like, seriously, you and your Cardona shit. Shut up.
Hey, good thing Cardona got his cat.
Yeah, you know what? I'm glad Matt got the cat back. I just wish we could get a DeLorean and take back his Intercontinental Championship when it's on to shave my damn head 7 years ago. Thanks to sliding in with Aaron's dumbass for making the bet. And there we go with the pushback in the Greg Cherry Studios.
All right, here we go.
Round and round she goes.
While the wheel's spinning, what are your thoughts on the Yankees right now?
Shit. They're doing the things.
Last place, I think the Red Sox are.
Yeah.
20 squats.
20 squats. All right. Have fun, kids. I will have you all call that. Yeah, it's baseball's doing good right now. The Dodgers, I think, are in second place on overall as far as rankings go. We do rankings on Stepway Sports Bar, so they're doing well. We got you. 1, 2. Okay, everybody's going. Cool.
My shirt.
Buy the shirt. Yes, buy the shirt. Buy the shirt Greg's wearing. You can get that Politics is Work shirt right now over at the Greg Cherry merchandise store. So there you go.
Yeah.
True story. It happens.
It's all up there. When people complain about politics.
Well, yes.
I've been saying this for years.
It is a work. We all know it's a work. Because if it was a shoot, we wouldn't be in a situation we're going to be facing during the election next year. So I don't know. Oh yeah, that's what we're going to go to. I'm going to check out the standings, because I'm not sure. I tend not to follow anybody's statistics but my own teams. So there is that. Because I'm selfish. The Yankees. You asked Greg what he thinks about the Yankees. I was trying to answer about baseball in general.
Yeah, the Red Sox are last in the AL East.
Of course,
as it should be.
Well, I will say, if you want more in-depth coverage on baseball, every Monday, Raw Ball Podcast.
There you go.
Holy shit, I'm out of shape.
You and me both, brother.
Yeah, I went back to work Sunday after my car accident, so 10 days out from the accident, and I woke up Monday going, my shoulder going, why? What? Because like all the way from the base of my earlobe all the way down to my wrist, we were like, okay, we don't do that right after an accident. And it's like, well, yeah, but it's been 10 days. I need the money. So Greg, last time you and I were on camera, the Yankees were doing fairly well, and all of a sudden they're starting to head toward that Mendoza line. What's going on?
Yeah, it's not pretty. I mean,
yeah,
they have lost games that they shouldn't have.
No,
but it's also May, so I'm not really concerned.
No,
the Pirates are in second place in the NL Central,
which is batshit.
That's a thing.
Straight up batshit. Freaking playing 500 ball for the Pirates in May is crazy. Now, I've always said,
what is 2023? I don't understand what this year is. This is 2020 without the pandemic.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
You guys are talking about going to work with injuries and stuff. I don't think I've ever gone to work with an injury other than slicing my thumb almost to the bone on a slicer and going in the next day.
Tremendous. I've
gotten injured at work.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
one time when I was at the grocery store working, somebody broke a glass of spaghetti sauce or something.
Ow.
So I had to clean it up and put it in a bag and take it back to the trash chute. And as I was taking it back, the bag started to rip and dig into my hand.
Oh, shit.
So go deeper.
So I walk back and I look like, I look like a Dark Order member, but just covered in
right. Yeah. Fucking pinhead shit. Yeah.
Say he's so hardcore for this, and it's literally just a man bleeding on himself.
That's right, just for no reason.
He's hardcore. He's hardcore.
Yeah, I've always said that any like serious seizures over baseball before the All-Star break is okay, guys, just relax.
Yeah.
It's not that serious right now.
I have.
Well, we all have, but it's we shouldn't. It's that's like having a Stanley Cup discussion in October. It's no.
What are you talking about? The Avalanche are going to win next year.
I hope so for their sake, because man, the fact that they and Boston both got eliminated first round this year was granted, I'm glad Boston lost because I hate Boston sports for the most part. But
that's well documented on this show.
But you know what? The Celtics, God bless them, they're just going to keep our hope alive that we're going to have a shitty postseason because they're in the damn conference finals, the bastards.
Oh, do you guys want me to talk about that? Because my Nuggets are in against the team that has kept us out of the finals every time we make the playoffs.
To be fair, the Nuggets did it to themselves. They established permanent karma after that bullshit with WWE.
Oh, so, no.
WWE posted the clip of that match.
Yes, they did. I saw that. I was like, damn, forever the trolls.
And it just made me sad for Mr. Kennedy.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was so sad seeing there. It's God, what could have been? And again, they actually had, I forget who interviewed him recently. It may have been Van Vliet. I don't remember who it was now. Isn't that awful? But just talking about still training people that are currently on the roster now and still doing his thing. So Ken Anderson, is one of those guys that, no, he didn't reach the potential that we all saw, right? But
he got to pretty good highs in Impact.
He did. But again, Matty, that's relative because it's highs, but it's in Impact Wrestling. And for the most part, Impact Wrestling is fun for. Oh, yeah, that's right. They're still around. I don't feel that way. We're covering Under Siege a week from Friday on the network, so as a watch along. But for the most part, it's okay, if you were a Impact or TNA World Champion after Hogan or even during the Hogan shenanigans, it was kind of oh, well, cool for you, dude. Right or wrong, that's how the perception's reality. Undertaker said that in his Hall of Fame speech, and it's unfortunately the perception is the TNA champions are not, or less than, unless you're a Kurt Angle or a Sting or whatever, then it's kind of oh, that's right. I forgot he did that. Is the general comment afterwards.
Sting sort of just hit a whole nother level once his Impact run really started.
He did, and there was no reason he had to because his legacy was set by 2001, and he still went out there and did Sting things for a good chunk of time. Figure he didn't try to WWE until 2014, and he was pretty consistently either on television, active, or in the ring from 2003 on. It was again him and Kurt going over there as banged up as he was and didn't admit it to his damn self, and as bad off as his disease of addiction was at the time. Same with Jeff Hardy. Jeff Jarrett also fell into that trap. They've all talked about it on various podcasts, their own or somebody else's. So it's just, what's that?
They call him Perk Angle.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. Kurt,
for good reason.
By the time Kurt finally bottomed out, he could have been his own pharmacy. Like, it was that bad. Like, he was just a mess, the poor guy. And again, I say poor guy because, we all saw Kurt Angle in his prime, and not just winning that gold medal in Atlanta. I mean, when he was the WWF's, top guy, he was on another level. And, he did do very well for himself in TNA. Well-deserved accolades in that company. But when you look back at it, go, man, what would it have been if he'd have been completely straight up and like clean and sober? How good could he have been? Yeah. But also, had he been clean and sober, he may have realized injuries were what they were a lot sooner and may not have gone as long. So, lots of things.
We got a couple questions in the chat.
Lakers in the sex. You know what? I'd be okay with asking.
A draft lottery for the new show.
Do you think AEW will do a draft lottery for the new show? Yeah.
No, because they've already established who their main stars on that show are going to be in the press release they put out this morning.
Speaking of that press release, even Andrade was like, that caught me by surprise.
Right?
I don't know if Andrade is working us or what, but even I was very surprised to see Andrade on that poster.
So was I, considering it's all the reports you hear is that he's on his way out, wanting to go back to the E. So, but not mentioned was Punk, which I found interesting that there was no mention, and now there's reports going out that he's back in a tizzy with them again over the shit with Ace Steel. It's like, dude.
Andrade had issues with Ace?
No. Punk.
Oh.
At
Punk.
this point, it's becoming more that Punk's legacy is going to be that he was difficult to work with rather than what he did in the ring.
Yep.
Which is a shame because he's put out great matches since he returned to AEW. He put in great matches with WWE and Ring of Honor, and he has this fantastic catalog. But he's going to be remembered. It's the "what have you done for me lately" syndrome. That he's going to be remembered for being a pain in the ass.
Yeah, which and again, I feel I've gotten a lot better about this in my later years. I'm getting older. First impressions are a mucker further, and my first time I ever met CM Punk in 2004. I just didn't like him. And granted, he was, I don't think he was the heel that night and when he was working PWG. I could be wrong. It's been a long time, almost 20 years now, but I just got the vibe from him that it's like, I'm good. And other than him showing respect to my father at the All-Star game, the NHL All-Star game stuff when it was here in 2017, and recognizing my father's, last name and who I was and, who he was to me and whatever. It is sad because Punk could be remembered as one of the greatest of the generation, as Brandon is saying. But the problem is he never capitalized on the power that he spoke through truth. Yes, he got to run as WWE champion, but he didn't get a WrestleMania main event like he wanted. Yes, he literally had at least one website I worked for crash their server the night he cut that promo in Las Vegas. And he, turned the world upside down for a summer. And like you said, Greg, what has he done for us lately? He literally got Rampage the highest rating one could get for being a rumored participant in a show.
Yep.
And people tuned in and they were sold the damn building out and they were all there for it.
Him and MJF basically sold out for their dog collar match.
Yeah.
Like just on that match alone.
Yes, Revolution was built on the back of that dog collar match. And, the fact that Regal will also made his debut there is already overlooked because it's been such a shit show of a year since then. It's kind of ridiculous. And yes, Tornado, I do know Bryan Danielson's better than CM Punk. I have never argued that. I have co-signed on that from the beginning. The difference is you take Bryan Danielson's unbelievable in-ring work and CM Punk's overall career of charisma, you've got the perfect fucking wrestler.
You've got the next star.
Yeah. Because Brian's presentation verbally has gotten loads better. Let me be clear. But if the American Dragon had come out of him a lot sooner in WWE, I think he'd be even further, more higher thought of than he already is.
Especially if he was kicking people's fucking heads in during his time in the WWE. Daniel Bryan would have been a champion way sooner.
And the problem is and again, this is me not having talked to Bryan directly in many years, but having talked to people that are mutual friends or, his wife or whatever. Bryan was like, ooh, I got my dream. I'm working for the WWE. Let's toe the line. And he did for 2.5 years. And I was like, okay, let's try to do my thing now. And it always felt to me like he was playing catch-up ball. To the point where the fans had to hijack him into that Raw spot and into the WrestleMania situation he was in 2014. And then his body just was not cooperating with him at that point.
Which he never would have got that WrestleMania spot if it wasn't for Punk walking out.
Nope.
Mm-hmm. There was no way they were going to sabotage that.
No.
If Punk was still there. Granted, Punk would have been working Triple H. Danielson would have been working Sheamus, from what I understand. And it would have been the main event, and WrestleMania 30 might not be looked on as favorably as it is.
Mania 30 is my favorite Mania of all time.
Well, because think about it. With WrestleMania 30, if you've got the situation of fortune reversed, and Bryan's working Sheamus on the pre-show, if I remember right, that was the original booking for the U.S. Championship, a rematch. Swear to God, man, that was the plan with Bryan. And Punk was going to face Hunter and be part of the main event situation. Whether that was going to be triple threat, because it was still going to be Orton and Batista. And then the legacy of that show would have been the end of the streak, and that's it.
Yeah, the legacy of that show would have been the end of the streak, because we would have had Batista beat Orton. We would have had... I think Bryan would have beaten Sheamus.
But again,
the U.S. title.
It's on the kickoff, so who gives a shit? And then Punk would have probably beat Triple H, because that would have been the one fan service thing they would have done all night.
Now, my only question for that is Bryan versus Sheamus replacing the Shield versus Old Age Outlaws and Kane.
Yeah, pretty much. Like you figure Punk walks out. Bryan and Billy and Kane get that shot with the Shield because they had to refigure everything because it was booked around Punk feuding with the Authority. Yeah. That's exactly what that was.
Sheamus was just in the Battle Royal.
Yeah.
Sheamus was in the NFL schedule release video for the Tennessee Titans.
He was.
Speaking of, how do you feel about the strength of your schedule, Greg?
I'm calling 11-6.
Okay.
I don't want to be like overly cocky because the Steelers did have a really good draft.
They did.
They did have a really good draft.
But I'm also thinking, hey, Matt Canada is still the offensive coordinator.
Yes.
Maybe take it back a little bit.
Until Matt Canada is out of a job in Pittsburgh, your guys' offense is going to look very fucking awkward.
Yes.
But I hate it. I hate it all. Unless he's actually like done some work, be like, hey, jag off. Figure out how to run an offense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But at least take solace, Greg, that Matt Canada is a lot of things. A good offensive coordinator is not one of them. Let's be clear. But the one thing he is not will never be is Bill Belichick. So good for him on that.
All right. So we got Greg saying what? 11-6.
11-6 for the Steelers.
So, Jeff, what about your Cowboys?
I got a brief look at the schedule yesterday producing Mikey's show, so I didn't have a chance to get a good look at it. I always tend to err on the side of caution with the Cowboys and hope for a 500 season because, they, even when everybody stays healthy, they're just inconsistent as all shit. JJ's here. Made it home. What time is it? Is it already 4:30?
It is 5:30, yeah.
Oh, shit, dude. Freaking JJ's home on time for picking the kids up. Appreciate you coming in, brother, to watch the show. Thank you, brother. Yeah, it's yeah. I tend to. Yes, please.
Cowboys 10-7 and first round playoff elimination.
You know what? You laugh. That's pretty consistent with their pattern. There'll be a few games over 500, and then they'll just tank it in the first round because Cowboys doing Cowboy things.
I don't have it saved anywhere. I'd have to cut through my my podcast on Monday, but I think I said Denver was going to go 11-6.
That's probably safe.
That's bold considering last season. It can change from season to season.
We have a very interesting schedule.
I was looking at. We didn't have Denver's on our thing yesterday because our team. Nobody on our team is a Denver heavy person, but I was like, shit. That's a schedule and a half.
We've got a very interesting schedule. Trying to cut in real quick and see.
That's a good question from Tornado in the room there. I'm gonna go ahead and bring it up while Maddie's trying to find the clip for himself. I want so bad to believe it's not just a rehash of the upfronts, but I have a feeling that's what it's going to be there because Tony will play it safe. And maybe the Max deal because that's been the long rumored thing as far as when they rebrand HBO Max to just Max that AEW will have a platform. Punk is a long shot. It really is for me.
So I have very interesting quote from myself on Monday.
All right.
Apparently, I said I don't see Denver losing more than 2 games in a row at all this season.
Wow, that's even bolder than the 11-6.
I don't remember how inebriated I was at that point in time.
I'm going to say there you go, brother. Cheers to that.
But at that point in time,
were you inebriated enough to watch the Broncos and the Colts from last year?
Oh yeah. Go ahead and check out our friend Urinating Trees, the greatest game on Denver and Indy that year. It is tragic.
If that was the first game I ever watched of football, that would have been the last game I ever watched.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Someone's introduction game, like a girlfriend getting introduced to football for the first time. Like, hey babe, this is my team. This is what I watch every week. She would look at him and go, cool, the relationship's done.
It's like, that's great. I'm never touching your penis. Thank you. No, that's not happening. Wow. Whew. That'd be like having someone on the field. Damn. That'd be like watching WrestleMania for the first time and showing them 9. Like, why?
Or 11.
Oh God, no. 11 is a human cruelty at that point. I mean, for really.
Or 32.
11's just evil. 32 is just an endurance test of torture. Long. And at least nothing except bald gingers and podcast hosts. Like, no.
I was going to say, we're 34.
You know what? 34 or 35? 35 is one in Jersey.
Yeah, 35 was the one in Jersey. 34 was the Roman Brock 6 F5s to win.
Oh, okay, yeah. That show overall wasn't the drizzling shit. It's just that main event was like, what the hell?
I don't care for much on that show either.
Go ahead.
Both the Rumble Championship matches were underwhelming.
That I'll agree with. But it's funny. People tended to kind of shit on the moment with Undertaker and Cena that night in New Orleans, but that was for Undertaker to have his soul be soothed by the memories of the ghosts of New Orleans in the first place. And when you watch Last Ride, he went back there. He's like, man, I could have gone longer. They just cut my time. It's like, well, there you go. But I forget what show we talked about it. But every time the Undertaker stepped back in prior to the match with AJ or the fight with AJ, it was back and forth between, oh, he can still go and please stop. Literally back and forth, match to match. So, the thing with Cena was good. The following show with Extreme Rules with Roman teaming up with him wasn't as bad as I thought it could have been.
Yeah, I have Denver going 11-6, not losing more than 2 games in a row the entire season.
You are a bold person, and Cool Brothers is saying if Williams returns, the Broncos win 10 this year. So there you go. If
Javonte Williams wins, we're going undefeated.
Okay, clip that shot out of the thing, because we're going to play this at the end of the season and going, Maddie, why?
That is just what I call dumb optimism.
The eternal hope springs.
I'm going to make a football prediction. I'm going to make a football bet now because Josh refused mine. So here's the thing. If the Broncos go undefeated this regular season,
oh God, here we go.
I will do Greggy ass on this show.
Oh!
And become a Broncos fan for next.
Wow. Will you eat the Danger Witch?
I have no idea what the hell that is.
I will find out how to make it at Subway, and then I'll send it to you.
Jesus.
Sure. So, because I don't think the Broncos are going unbeaten.
Oh no, we're not going undefeated. There's no way in God's green earth we're going undefeated.
This is what you call in the business a safe bet.
If we somehow go undefeated the entire regular season, I might have to join Jarrett Bailey and eat a hat.
There you go. Hey, the first eater of the hat was Zoog's Riff, so let's just go ahead and give him some love for that. Cowboy, he legitimately ate Cowboy Bob Orton's hat. God bless him. So Punk, I got sent this in our core discussion for Saturday, but I'll bring it up here because I'm on the air and I got the news. CM Punk fires back at haters and gossip about his AEW status. Quote:
"Oh yeah, he did.
Friendly reminder: I haven't been on TV in 9 months, and y'all still just can't stop talking about me. Maybe stop. You'll feel better. Love, hate, it's all the same. I don't enjoy being the sole person that props up an entire misinformed clickbait industry based on toxic gossip from lying sources. But what can you do? When you're the king, it comes with a crown." God damn, Punk. Tell us how you really feel as you sit on your throne of lies. But
he ripped Brian Alvarez a new one, though.
As he should. You know what? I have been too damn nice about Brian Alvarez, and since I'm not on my show, I'm going to be an asshole. We had Brian on XM Extreme Mayhem before XMV literally 20 years ago, and he did us a solid. He was on the show. He helped myself and my co-host at the time, and Mean Gene was on with us as well. Mean Gene Oakland was on that show with us. We all did a roundtable of Bad Blood predictions for 2003. And Gene couldn't have been nicer. Mean Gene didn't have to throw me anything, let alone a freaking lifeline for a special guest like Gene fucking Okerlund. And Alvarez came off decent enough. But in the interim years, and it's 20 is a lot of years, and I grant you that, Brian has gone so far down the goddamn Dave Meltzer path of what the hell that I can't defend him in his crap anymore. It's so ridiculous. So, Brian, if you're watching, I know you are, dude, please jump off the Meltzer knob and get back your self-respect. Thank you.
Dude, every time I scroll TikTok and see wrestling news, I just see the side frame of him talking, and I'm just immediately annoyed. It doesn't matter what the topic is.
Yep.
So, Greg, you just brought up TikTok. I feel like we should bring this up as you are on TikTok. The state of Montana has now put a law in order against TikTok.
Really?
Yep. So they are now I think I saw that they're going to fine the apps.
We should bring back Weird Sales. That was a fun segment at the end of the show every week.
What was that?
I'm going to leave the room real quick and come back in because I notice I'm lagging.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But what was that?
When we were doing the show, he and I for a number of years, or we would do a couple of things. First thing we would do is weird state laws, where we would pick a state and we usually go in alphabetical order, and Greg would find weird state laws that are either still in effect now and are still observed, or ones that are not really enforced but were up until at least recently part of the legislature of the state. Or in some cases we would pick a city from that state because there were so damn many from that city. Like if we went to California, we would pick Los Angeles or San Francisco or something. And it just got such huge, like, great pops in the chat room that we did it every week. And then when we weren't doing weird state laws, we had I forget what the other segment was that we did. It was like a weird something or other, or there are a couple different ones, but I always enjoyed the weird state laws. We just stopped doing it when I forget why we stopped doing it. It may have been because Greg got his full-time position and it just wasn't, there wasn't enough time to get, in front of the computer and do the research every week. But yeah, I always enjoyed doing the weird state laws. Let's see if he gets his connection back squared away here. Let him come on it, man. That screen is loading like a snail through a mud pit. Okay. There he goes. There he is.
Right. So now that Greg is back, I do have more on the TikTok ban in the state of Montana. So the state of Montana just voted to ban TikTok. Fines of $10,000 per day for the violation.
Damn.
But that does not come to the user. Those come to the App Store, the Apple Store, Google Play, whatever is giving those to the users. So the users have no issues with it, but it's the people that are.
So just for clarification, if you live in the state of Montana and you're a T-Mobile user, T-Mobile's getting that $10,000 fine.
I'm assuming.
That's fucked up. It's brilliant.
Cap brought up a crazy one. Mississippi did not ratify the 13th Amendment until 2013. It took him that long to agree that slavery wasn't a good thing. Now, the 13th Amendment, I'm pretty sure, was what makes it illegal to own.
13 was the one that abolished slavery in this country.
Yeah.
Yes. Good job, Mississippi. That's why you are Mississippi, ladies and gentlemen, right there.
That's horrifying.
Right? How did we miss that one?
Yeah, let's the fact that the first number in that year is a 2 is atrocious.
Yeah.
Well,
not only that, Obama was president at the time. Like, in his second term. Like,
he had already been president for a full year, for a full term.
Yeah.
I'll bet you anything Mississippi didn't vote for him. I'm just guessing.
Probably not.
I'm guessing. I don't know that.
Cap also told me a crazy one about there's like 13 states that have it illegal to do it through non-conventional ways.
I think we've covered those on the show in some format.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. You can own a gun, but if you were to do it, through the other entrance, it's
okay. So Mississippi was in the electoral, which we all know is a big fat joke anyway. And here we go with politics, Greg. So we'll do it quick. 2008 was heavily in favor of McCain, like not even close. 2012, when it was Obama versus Romney, good grief, also went to Romney. So yeah, there were a lot less blue states in 2012 for the record, but the Electoral College was definitely President Obama's friend the second time, which I still say they should abolish that fucking thing altogether, just because it's such a complete crock of shit. It was a crock of shit in the 1700s wherever they established it, but.
You mean politics has been at work this whole time?
It has been at work this whole time, and I remember when we were covering.
Fuck's sake!
Buy the shirt. I I remember you and I talking about that, just the two of us, when it was like, man, this electoral seriously, it should go majority, just however many this guy, however many that guy. Not, okay, well, this vote means this state gets, no, just popular vote. And it should be popular, but
Oh, Greg, I do have some news on your Yankees as they have Garrett Cole on the mound tonight.
Garrett Cole, baby.
Yeah, you guys have Garrett Cole and they have Chris Bassett on the mound for the Blue Jays.
Oh, there you go. Breaking news from our buddies at the Constantine Studios. Jamie Hayter is injured, and there's a tournament and crown an interim champion, double or nothing.
Well, I think I don't think that's news. I think that's just opinion.
Oh,
not the Jamie's injured part, because I saw that she's not competing tonight.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Oh, okay.
David,
I'm sorry. I saw
right.
David's comment just now. I apologize. My bad. Okay.
Oh, but the match has been changed to a tag with Britt and Sheeta versus Tony and Ruby. That's a little interesting, seeing as Britt and Sheeta do have some history. See if they can coexist.
Britt's got freaking history with everybody.
Can they coexist?
Yeah, right. Well, no, because they're not fighting the pay-per-view as far as we know. At least not yet. I can't believe freaking another women's champion hurt in AEW. That's God.
It's like the women's tag team titles in WWE. Just
those don't exist. Those are a figment of your imagination. Knock that shit off. Oh wait, they do. Never mind. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You're good. With all love to live and
Liv's hurt, isn't she?
I think. Well, she's at least dinged up enough where she's not going to be working a whole lot on television now.
Holy shit! It's the top of the second, and the Red Sox are up 3-0 on the Mariners.
Wow. Hey,
your Yankees are currently 0-0 in the third.
They're currently 0-0. Well, I mean,
well, there's two good pitchers on the mound for that game for some fucking reason. So interested there.
You know what? Seattle needs some love right now. They had a real chance for their hockey team to go on to the next round, and Dallas came along and went, not today. So,
speaking of hockey teams, the Arizona Coyotes are no longer going to be in Arizona? ?
Yes, that's true.
Also, the Athletics are no longer going to be in Oakland.
That's been in the works for a while. Actually, they both have. So the Coyotes, let me try to avoid any legal controversy or anything here, because Lord knows I do care about that stuff when it comes to hockey anyway. The move from Winnipeg to Phoenix was rife with controversy from the start for the Jets/Coyotes. Always was. The city of Phoenix and the adjoining city of Glendale, which is where the Coyotes actually played, because nothing's actually in Phoenix. It's too goddamn hot and too goddamn small, except for the baseball stadium, which is beautiful, by the way. I finally got to see that when I went out to see the Bellas podcast a few months ago. Beautiful stadium. They've been at loggerheads for a while when it comes to having the Coyotes remain, having them do their thing. And it's been one of those, when the greatest scorer to ever play the game has money in your organization, and he goes out of his way to make sure he sells his part off and distance himself, you got a bad situation. And David, I understand your thought process there as far as the commissioner and the deputy commissioner doing their thing to keep them there. If the city and the state don't want them there and they have no desire to stay, then it's kind of a fait accompli at this point.
Well, to be fair, the rejection from the city was for a new entertainment plaza area.
Right.
That would have held a new stadium. So
right. Just like what happened in Oakland, which is why the Raiders left and which is why the A's are leaving.
So do you think maybe they just go next state over to New Mexico, maybe play where the Lobos play for a little bit? Because the Lobos have a pretty good college hockey team.
They do. And I understand. I think the market has to be there. And at the time the Jets moved and became the Coyotes, the market was there. It's just not now. So I don't know if New Mexico would be any more
They probably want
accommodating
They probably want to keep another team out in the desert just so that they can kind of keep that market out there.
Well, I mean, we've got 3 in California now, two of them here in SoCal with us and the Ducks. San Jose, they're kind of off by themselves up there as far as hockey goes. I personally, and this is just me, being selfish and get one of the reasons to move the hell out of this goddamn state, put them in Portland, Oregon. Oregon's got no professional hockey. They're not going to professional freaking anything except the Blazers and, like I said, professional anything.
To be fair, the Blazers haven't been quite the same the last couple seasons.
No, they haven't. So, and from what I remember about the Rose Garden, what's so funny? Okay, I got you.
The comment section.
Yeah. I remember the Rose Garden. They have a good enough facility where they can either update it or they can, add on to it to accommodate hockey. And Portland, much like Las Vegas, was in desperate need of professional sports. And now Vegas is ripe with it, but Portland has the Blazers. So I see the guys want to move anywhere but stay left coast. I can move to Oregon.
Maddie, I don't think Maddie Ass is quite the draw we thought it was going to be.
No, it's a damn shame. I'm sorry, y'all.
But I'll still do the pie in the face if we get $40 in the next 10 minutes.
That's right. Oh, yeah. And as far as the A's go, again, I got chastised for defending the A's against, or defending it. I forget if I defended the city or the team. It's like, if you don't want to accommodate your professional sports team that is still drawing money into your market, right, San Diego, then they should be within their rights to say, toodles. San Diego didn't want to build the Chargers a new stadium. They didn't want to, help upgrade the Padres stuff. Padres are stuck because they moving to LA. Fuck that. But Chargers had a place to go, and they went. I like them squatting in SoFi, but it is what it is. They're there. So,
think they could put a hockey rink in SoFi?
You know what? We have outdoor games every year. Why not? We had one Dodger Stadium back in 2014. I'm here for it. I don't know if we'll get 100,000 people for hockey, but it'll still be a cool experience to go watch a hockey game there. Seen WrestleMania there, seen football there now, so why not? WrestleMania there was special. It, like I said, I knew it'd be good. I knew it'd be a cool experience, but I had no idea how overwhelming it would be. It was so fucking cool to finally be at WrestleMania in Southern California, in LA County proper, not like in Anaheim, which is LA South. To see the WWE team in the stadium the form's right there for me. That's just all the feels for me, having the form right there. It was a really cool experience. I do look forward to them coming back for it again. Granted, we won't be for a few years. It shouldn't be, because we had it and it was great. Nashville's apparently going to get it in a couple years. I know they're talking about Minnesota for 2025. 2026 is rumored-ish to be Orlando again, if they can get a better stadium, because God, Pritchard said if they do Campbell Stadium again, he's going to jump off the damn top of the building and kill himself because he's over that fucking shithole of the stadium.
Well, I'm really hoping that in the next few weeks here that I will be of employ again so that I can go to Philadelphia.
Yes.
Just because that was the plan a couple weeks ago, and a couple weeks ago happened.
It's so hard to find a job. It really is.
Well, yeah, and that's across markets now. It's always been said to me that it's easier to find a job when you still have a job. And I will say this. WWE owes my son at least a comp of some kind for WrestleMania, because if I wasn't planning to take him to WrestleMania and all the stuff in Philadelphia next year that they're throwing on, I would have probably put my 2 weeks into my job a long time ago, because I'm hurting so bad. And just there's so much going on. But it's like, I can't, number one, I need a job before I quit a job, so I don't want to do that, right? And I don't want to have to be starting from scratch in May trying to buy tickets in October, September.
Maybe, but Jen and I got a call yesterday about a potential job for both of us.
Cool.
Oh.
I don't know if anything's going to come of it, but until then, this is all I got.
Which is why we're
That's why we push this stuff. Like,
yes.
It's not just for me to do like silly things. It's like, hey, now it's kind of important.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. There's been a lot of unfortunately a lot of, it's what was it movie that Jamie Lee Curtis did? Everything All at Once. Yeah. This is what that was. Everything All at Once within a week or two span. So but we'll get you there. We know it's unfortunately, when you have something that, debilitates you, you have to learn to crawl before you learn to walk again.
Yeah.
Trust and believe. I know how that goes. It's, physically or mentally, you have to learn to crawl before you learn to walk. So
I need season 41 of Wheel of Fortune to start casting.
Right. Seriously.
Because that'll be a nice influx of income, provided the wheel is kind.
Hey, even if it's the lowest kind, that's still a ton of money you get to put towards shit. So,
listen, 25 years ago, like it would have been very difficult. Like the wheel would have had to have been kind to you. They have all kinds of toss-up puzzles now. Right. Like,
yeah,
that's a quick way to.
There's toss-ups on the wheel. There's like spots on the wheel that you land on this. You get like, it's like, God damn. It's like, how about you just say you guys take money and we'll save the half hour dealing with Pat Sajak's dumbass and play something better.
Hey,
the game is great, but Sajak's a shit. So.
See, this is why if I made it on, I don't think I could take you with me.
No, you couldn't. You definitely could not.
No.
And if you did, you have to have me restrained at my seat and with duct tape over my mouth.
Yeah.
I would get us thrown out of the building. I would, because I hate Pat Sajak that much. He's such a piece of shit.
I've never had an issue with Pat Sajak, but that's also because I don't watch TV.
You also haven't met Pat in person more than once as a kid and have him blow you off like you were a piece of shit on the bottom of his shoe.
To be fair, I grew up at the bottom ass end of Missouri, so I didn't meet just nobody.
There are days like meeting Pat Sajak, I wish I would have been at the bottom ass of Missouri, not meeting nobody famous. And then there's other days where I meet, President and Mrs. Reagan at the same.
Oh shit! Abaddon's got a match.
Users, I'm never gonna get on. So stop.
Sorry.
Holy shit, David! Abaddon's teaming up with Willow Nightingale.
Oh shit! Abaddon's on the show. I love Abaddon, man.
I'm a huge Abaddon fan.
Dude, she was on the cruise with us in 2021. She kept gimmick the whole boat trip, dude. Except a karaoke that Osprey was hosting, and she growled, "Let the bodies hit the floor." That's all she said all weekend was that song. Funnier than fuck.
That's awesome.
She is a next level pro. She's incredible.
Casa D. That would be.
The thing is. Yeah, go ahead.
That would be West Plains, Missouri. I was close to Branson. I was close to Joplin, Rolla. I was in that area.
Yeah, JJ's paternal side's from Missouri.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
But you were saying, Greg?
I was gonna say, have you ever seen Abaddon without makeup on?
Mm-hmm.
I've not
She's
had a
pretty
chance.
Pretty.
Yeah,
she does all those photos on Twitter where she does the filter over her face. So
yes.
I've not seen her, but I assume she's a beautiful woman.
She is.
Yeah, even non-verbal communication, she was hysterical. She was great to hang with. Her and I took a great picture. She was a lot of fun. But yeah, she didn't speak a goddamn word except singing "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor" for 4 days. I was like, that's fucking commitment. That's tremendous.
I know where Columbia is, and I was about 2 hours away from St. Louis.
There you go. Everybody, people connecting through the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse Media, and the Greg Cherry brand. It's a beautiful thing, kids.
And I do know where Centralia is. I just don't remember in the area that it is.
Yeah, it's kind of off the beaten path a smidge.
Well, one of our former guests is from Missouri.
Yes, this is true.
Yeah, Cher, correct?
Yep.
I bumped into her at the Royal Rumble last year. That was cool.
I'm hoping I'll get to be able to meet a lot of people that we've talked to.
Yes.
Well, if you go to WrestleMania, you're guaranteed to meet a bunch of them.
Dude, it's funny. Like I said, I've been to so many events here locally over the years, and see the same faces or whatever. But man, Mania is a whole other level, man. People come in from all over the world, and Greg knows because he's been around me. I would at big events or big show, I would get it's Jeff Meacham recognition, but because I live here, it doesn't happen a whole lot anymore. It happened no less than 6 times WrestleMania Sunday. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what the hell? It was pretty cool. So I can't encourage people enough to go to WrestleMania if it's close to you or you're able to get close to it, because you get to meet people in the community, and more often than not you'll get the like-minded folk that you get along with, and it's wonderful.
That is nice. It's about that time, gentlemen.
It is.
No pie in the face, no Matty ass. It's
No.
okay.
It's okay.
But I will encourage everybody, since we're getting ready to go off, please check us out the next time we do one of these, because these are always a lot of fun. I enjoy doing these, and I know Greg enjoys the opportunity to make an ass of himself for profit, as does Matty. Matty ass needs to be a thing, even if I have to close my eyes out of sheer fright of scarring for life. It's okay. I can do that. I can do that for a few seconds. I'm good with that. But Greg, I'm gonna put you on the spot here on the air. We do have a game show open mic night this weekend, and we do have our teams in place. However, I'm not 100% convinced of the reliability of the entirety of both teams. So if you are available for the first hour, which is only 11 to midnight on Saturday, well, I'd like to have you, if possible, be on standby for our version of Family Feud.
I will check my schedule.
Okay.
I know Sunday I'm going to be traveling, so
okay,
I should be okay.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that.
Cool.
But I will double check with you and let you know.
Cool, because we're doing game nights once a month we don't have karaoke night, and I know game shows are your bag, so we will definitely keep you in the loop for that.
Very much. All right. So for Jeff Meacham of the Jeff Meacham Network on this side, not this side, and for Matty Laws, who's right there, go check him out on the Raw Ball podcast, and of course you can catch this guy right here every Wednesday, right here on this channel, when my internet decides not to be a pain in the ass.
Right. Jesus.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you every single week. Tune in next week for another lovely episode of The Greg Cherry Show. Have a good night. Don't be a jag. Enjoy Dynamite. And that's it.
Explain your